Hi everybody, welcome back to our homestead. So yes, Kim and I bought a Harvest Right freeze dryer, and we did try it out yesterday. It was like a really quick batch of some fruits and such, and some candy. Of course, everybody does candy, and everything turned out pretty good except maraschino cherries did not, and our bananas didn't turn out very good either. So we've got a camping trip coming up. So we're gonna freeze dry some stuff to take camping. And the first tray, Kim's bringing them around, is we're doing Bush's baked beans, cut up hot dogs with a sprinkle of bacon bits. Now I've seen one video where they did a hot dog, they did whole hot dogs and they came out kind of like a shriveled up pepperoni stick. So we cut them up and we'll see what they do. Next tray is scrambled eggs with grated cheese and a little bit of bacon bits. That's 1 dozen eggs. Pre-scrambled, you can do raw, but we just don't feel like cooking once we get there. And the third tray is Dinty Moore beef stew. Not my favorite, but we had it here, so we're gonna go ahead and use it. And last but not least is our dessert tray. So we have circus peanuts here, carrots, baby carrots. That's one of the Easter egg marshmallow things, and 2 Pop-Tarts, and 2 pieces of dried pineapple. Raw pineapple takes a long time to freeze dry, but we're gonna try 2 dried ones. And that's it. So just close the door, and we'll hit customize, check our times. Final dry, extend it. We're gonna extend it to 4 hours. Okay. It asks you frozen or not frozen foods. It's not frozen. Load food into dryer, which we already did. Close drain valve. And hit continue. And we'll let it go. And we'll see how it does tomorrow. This gets down to about 40 below, 30 or 40 below for the freezing. And then here's a vacuum pump. So after it freezes, it pulls a vacuum, and what it does, it vaporizes the moisture. So it goes from ice to a gas, and it just skips the liquid part. All right, so tomorrow we'll pick this video up and we'll see how everything worked. All right, bye-bye. Okay, so we couldn't help ourselves. We also did yogurt. Made a little dollops of yogurt on the tray. And we're gonna try them out and see how they are. Very light, crunchy, dry, but they are very tart.
They're good.
Not too bad.
These reconstitute really well. A couple drops of water.
So we're going to try to reconstitute a couple of them. Okay, we're going to add a couple drops of cold water and see what this does. They're going to absorb it pretty quick. Okay, ready to try?
Okay. Tastes just like it did before I put it in.
Tastes like yogurt?
That tastes like yogurt. You gotta try this.
Let me try.
That's
Wow.
lemon.
It's just like yogurt right out of the container. Cold water. So it's cold. So yogurt, eat it dry, crunchy, but it's real powdery, so it's really, really dry. Or add a little water and you've got good yogurt. So our suggestion with the yogurt is if you do want to reconstitute it, go ahead and put it in a blender and powderize it. And then when you add the water, it'll be almost instantaneous and it'll be nice and smooth. But there's still a few little chunks in it when we just chop it up this way. So powderize it, add some water, and you've got fresh yogurt right out of the container. I'm telling you, I'm totally amazed. Okay, so we've been freeze drying for a week and we've done a lot of different stuff. And this is beans and hot dogs. I already know that hot dogs don't do too well and they probably wouldn't do good for long-term storage. But we are camping, so we did a bunch of camping food and we just put them in Ziplocs with an oxygen absorber. So we're going to try rehydrating the beans and hot dogs. Remove the oxygen absorber. Nice and dry and crumbly and interesting. So we did weigh this before it was freeze dried, and we weighed it after it was freeze dried, and we were supposed to write down how much water we needed to add, and we forgot. So we're gonna try it out and see what we got. Boiling water. Smells like beans and hot dogs. Now it looks like beans and hot dogs. Let's see how well it did. Tastes like beans and hot dogs. Maybe a little bit more water in a minute or so. I think we got a winner here. But I don't think we'll do the hot dogs next time, but we're going to be doing long-term storage. So this will be just for short term, for when we're going to go camping. Well, there it is. Beans and hot dogs. Alright. After this, we'll be doing dessert. Okay, so now it's time for dessert. So we did freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches. They are hard, and it's a lot like astronaut ice cream, except it's got the chocolate on the outside. We have already tried these, so we've already cheated. And yes, they are awesome. I want to try regular ice cream, but we do not reconstitute these. We eat them crunchy. And then in this bag, we did cheesecake and key lime pie. This is the key lime pie with the whipped cream on top. And this is the cheesecake. There's a blueberry one, and you can eat these dry too. You could wrap them in a paper towel and try to reconstitute them, but we're not going to bother. We're just going to eat them the way they are. So, dinner was beans and hot dogs. Hot dogs did not come out. They were more like a hard sausage. They will not last for long-term storage. Ice cream sandwiches work great, and cheesecake works great. So, next one will be breakfast in the morning. All right, stay tuned. So, quick recap on the dessert. Ice cream sandwiches, very, very good. The chocolate cookie part was a little on the crunchy side, and it seemed like the flavor of the chocolate
Cookie.
kind of overpowered the ice cream flavor. So next time we're going to try like Neapolitan ice cream by itself. So the cheesecake. It would be better to get cheesecake without the fruit, because the fruit gets really hard, almost like a real hard taffy. The cheesecake itself was not too bad. It was crunchy, of course, because it was freeze dried. But next time we're going to try trimming off the graham cracker crust and try it
Hard.
because that got very, very hard. So, all right. Well, that's our opinion and our results from dessert. Okay, so for breakfast, this is 1 dozen scrambled eggs with a little bit of cheese and bacon bits. And what we don't eat today, we'll eat in the morning, but it is very light, very crumbly. And like I said earlier, we forgot to bring our paper on how much water we need to add, so we're just going to pour and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to put a towel over the top of these and let them steam for about 5 minutes. This is fried Spam and hash. This is corned beef hash. And it is crumbly and dry, also very, very light. You can actually see how quick it's sucking up the water. And this was pre-cooked. Wow. That sucked it up really, really fast. It smells like hash. Okay, we're gonna let this sit for a few minutes and see how it does. So here's the Spam, as you can see, very dry. You could eat it like this.
So we are going to try 2 of them.
That's good. It's like those Spam chip, but you gotta like Spam. So we're gonna try to reconstitute a couple. And this won't hurt putting too much water because it'll just absorb it and then you just take it out of the water. Now, not sure about Spam for long term because it's got so much oil and grease in it, or how long it's going to take to actually reconstitute. Alright, we'll let that sit and see how it all does. Okay, so we've let the scrambled eggs and the hash sit for about 5 minutes. Looks like it absorbed most of the water. You can feel a few pieces are still firm, but it's a lot firmer and a little spongier than fresh made, but considering for hiking, backpacking, or surviving, you can't beat that. Here's the hash. This is roast beef hash, not corned beef. This. You'd never know the difference. Absolutely. Never know. Excellent. So the Spam we reconstituted, still a little on the hard side. This is something you might have to just put water on it and let it sit overnight. So do this the day before you actually want to eat it. But I prefer it actually dry, just like the chip. I mean, that was just awesome. So I mean, they're not crunchy, they're just really, really, really firm right now. And then we did some berries. What type of berries were these?
Raspberries.
Red raspberries. We added water last night, put them in a little fridge, and here we have raspberry preserves. I mean, but it's just pure berries. We can spread this on our English muffins, which are over here.
No, we did not freeze dry the English muffins.
No. Breads don't do real well. You have to be very, very specific of how you try to reconstitute the bread. But that's the berries. So we've got scrambled eggs with bacon and cheese, roast beef hash, fried Spam, and fresh berries. That's breakfast on our camping trip. Okay, so here's for a snack plate. We did freeze-dried Pop-Tarts. Oh, and they're very, very hard and crunchy.
They're apple flavored.
We did freeze-dried cheese. Very dry, crunchy, and we do have some over here. We've put in a little bit of water to see how that works. Then we picked up some dried pineapple. Tried to freeze dry, but it's still wet on the inside.
Didn't leave it in long enough.
And then we did baby carrots. And the baby carrots are dry. These would be good dipped in like ranch dressing or something like that because they are fairly plain, you know, a little hint of carrot, but they are good.
They taste kind of like a Cheeto. Or
Yeah, kind of
consistency.
like a carrot flavored Cheeto. And then we did thin crust pizza. And this is very hard. And it's more like a pizza cracker. It would probably be better to eat it dry as a cracker. So, we have eaten the pizza and the carrots and the cheese. Cheese is good dry. Not as good as, you know, fresh soft cheese, but so this is our snacks. All right. Okay, this is the video everybody's been waiting for. Candy. So very, very popular are Skittles, and they puff up a little bit, split in half, and then they turn very crunchy. They're not a chewy. And these are very, very popular by almost everybody that freeze dries. So, these are those marshmallow egg things you get at Easter, and they are very dry. Okay, very sugary. Circus peanuts, more of a marshmallowy, but still very dry. And these are Peeps, and they puff up, and they're also very dry, but very, very good actually. So, and these, I bet you no one can guess what these are, right? Well, I'll give you a hint. Saltwater taffy. You take one taffy, unwrap it, cut it into 4 pieces, and they puff up this size and get round. And these are to die for.
They're my favorites.
You put them in your mouth and they just melt away. You don't have to chew them. You don't have to do anything. It's just awesome. So this is our test run for candies. Okay, so this is going to be the last meal in part 1 of our freeze-dry camping trip. I just don't want to make the video too long and really bore anybody. So tonight's dinner is going to be chicken and noodles soup. Chicken noodle soup with carrots. And here's the carrots. So, as you can see, this is light as a feather. It's amazing how light this stuff is. And here's the chicken. So, we shall see. I'm gonna have to be very careful with the water because it's so light it's gonna absorb it really quick. Oh, it smells awesome. All right, so we're going to cover this for just about 5 minutes or so with a towel. Just keep the steam in. And then we'll give it a try. Okay, and here's the big reveal. It's been sitting for almost about 5 minutes. So let's see. We'll taste test the noodle. Make sure it's done. That is very good chicken noodle soup. I'll tell you, if you were on top of a mountain or out in the middle of the woods, you can't beat this. So, and to think, if you pack all this food that we've done properly, it'll last up to 25 years. That's the great thing about this. So this is going to be end of part 1, and tomorrow we will start part 2. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people interested in this type of freeze drying, and because it's great for sports, camping, hiking, fishing, anything. So, and prepping. So we will start again tomorrow, and really hope you liked it, and have a good night. Stay safe.